This was the chart setup that I was trading today. It's my go-to 5-minute, 1-minute, and 60-minute charts. It's basically the ultimate flow setup. I'm monitoring the delta on the NQ and the ES on both the 5-minute and the 1-minute. I'm looking for congruence in the delta between both instruments, and that is what is painting these candle colors. I had to break out the 4-hour chart today. I've got another tab with the 4-hour on here. Earlier in the day, I used the MMT Super Doodle, went into line mode, marked out a couple spots, including this previous rejection area from early June. Then I marked out this little high. I marked this rejection area. We rejected there and there, and another one off of this area. So then I can minimize my 4-hour chart, put my 1-hour time frame back on, and you can see the levels that I just drew, the lines that I just drew, automatically get plotted on all of the charts. You can see we got a nice rejection off of this area earlier in the day. So let's check out the price action on the 5-minute today. We got a ton of signals right before the open and right after the open. But look at the pre-market price action. We are basically flatlined, not going anywhere. Everything's super tight, so any kind of movement at all to the downside or the upside is going to trigger a lot of signals. So the first 5-minute candle of the New York Open, very bearish. We've got a really big top wick. We've got point of control up into the wick. We're wicking right off of the 20 SMA. We've got very strong negative delta on the ES, as well as decent negative delta on the NQ. So I've got no interest in trying to take a long that current moment in time. I'm never taking any signals just because they appear on the chart. The signals are just reminding me of data that I'm looking to measure on the charts. Then I'm taking a lot of different things into consideration before I get into a trade. So we go bearish on the flow stack here. We've got the red candle color coupled with this huge top wick and all the negative delta. I had a nice move down for the next 5 minutes. So on this candle, extremely mixed bag, very strong negative delta on the NQ, which is what I'm trading. This is an NQ 5-minute chart. But the ES gave up all of that negative delta pretty much from the previous candle. Very strong positive delta on the ES here. And we've got a tick collapse signal. But look at the price action on this candle. Very full-bodied candle to the downside, hardly any wicks. And there's no key levels in the way. So again, there's not really much reason to want to get into a long, just because I've got an arrow on my chart. On this next candle, we've got the NQ delta drying up, only slightly negative on the ES. We got another tick speed divergence signal, but still a pretty decent top wick on this candle. The body of this candle is smaller than the previous two, so we are getting a slowdown. But on this candle, check out this candle. We've got a bigger body on this candle than the previous candle. Extremely strong positive delta on the ES. Pretty strong on the NQ as well. The flow stack goes bullish here. I did hop in on a long intra-bar on this candle. After the close of this candle, we did pop up 100 points in 5 minutes up to the 20 SMA. Got a little bit of hold up at the 20 SMA, but as soon as we started pushing above, I was looking for a retest of VWAP, especially with all this strong positive delta continuing to pour in on both instruments. Again, on this candle, very strong delta. These are all nice full-bodied candles to the upside with hardly any wicks. We poked above VWAP for a minute. We got a nice rejection off of pre-market high. This is from the key levels indicator. There's also a 50% level there as well. It was a double key level. We pulled back to the VWAP. And then again, check out the strong positive delta on both instruments and another full-bodied candle to the upside. We continue to push up, but check this out. We've got strong negative delta starting to pour in on the ES. We start getting tick divergence, tick speed collapse, more strong negative delta. These candle bodies are much smaller than on the way up here. We do get a nice pullback there. And this is after 10:30 when I'm usually done trading for the day. So very important not to just be reliant on a signal that is printing on your chart from any indicator, at least in my own personal experience. I'm always trying to factor in many different things, including delta and order flow, price action. I'm looking to take trades near and to special key levels and areas of support and resistance. I'm also factoring in time of day, news, volatility. There's no magic indicator that's going to make anyone a better trader overnight. Nothing will ever replace personal experience and time in the markets. My settings on the 5-minute flow stack are very simple. I've got the delta number threshold set to 0 for the main chart and 0 for instrument number 2, which is the ES. I've got my secondary instrument enabled, the 5-minute ES, and I'm only using one of these signal conditions, the delta number threshold. None of the other signal conditions. Then I've got the trend painting the bars and the outline of the candles. Here's the 1-minute chart. I just scrolled back to this morning's session. We had some tick speed divergence pre-market. Here's the market open. Decently strong delta on both instruments. The flow stack goes bullish after the close of this candle. We pop up almost 40 points in a minute. Then we're right up here at pre-market center. We get a tick speed collapse signal. We got negative delta coming in on both instruments. Nice full body candle to the downside. The flow stack stays bearish this whole time with the red candles. So once we get negative delta going on both instruments, the candles turn red and they stay red until the delta is positive on both instruments. So even though we're getting a mixed bag here, the candles stay red until we get the full switch over. And then check out the deltas. We're coming down here. Look at the ES delta. Starts creeping into the upside. Look at this candle. Extremely positive delta on the ES right there. We've got tick speed divergence building up. We've got some decently strong delta on both instruments on this candle. After the close, we get a 30-point pop to the upside. But check out both of these candles. Bigger top wicks with point of control up into the wick. That is bearish. And then we once again push to the downside. Here's some more tick speed divergence. Flow stack goes bullish here. Some pretty strong positive delta on both instruments. The flow stack stays bullish all the way up to VWAP here. We start to pop above VWAP. The tick speed divergence comes in. The flow stack goes bearish here. We get a hold up at this 50% level, this orange dashed line. This is from the MMT 50/50. You see we got rejected there. And then later on in the morning, we got rejected there several times. Got a decent top wick on this candle with point of control in the wick. After the close, pull back below VWAP a little bit. Flow stack goes bullish. We start getting some divergence and tick collapse building up. And the flow stack goes bearish. We get a nice pullback to this 50% level. Then it was pretty choppy until right after 10:30. We got a tick speed collapse signal up here. Point of control up into the top wick here. Flow stack goes bearish. We start closing below the 20. Get a nice pullback to pre-market high. And then once again, we're after 10:30 here when I'm usually done trading for the day. So the settings on the 1-minute chart for the flow stack are the same. Delta number thresholds of 0 and 0. And then for the secondary instrument, I've got a 1-minute ES. So I've changed the 5 to a 1 here. And then once again, the only signal condition that I'm using is the delta number threshold. So a very straightforward way to trade, using delta correlation between the NQ and the ES, and using different key levels as support and resistance, and also targets, and also measuring basic price action and several different time frames. This is my base go-to setup: a 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, and a 60-minute chart. Even though I'm messing around and throwing different signals on the charts sometimes, I've always got these very basic things that I'm looking for every single day. There are links to all of the MMT indicators in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan at Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, thanks so much for your support. Greatly appreciated. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.